What's going on, everybody? I've been watching the news like everybody else with the hurricane, people losing their homes, losing family members, neighbors. And as terrible as this is, especially for the people that were affected with it, compared to what would happen if the entire, government collapsed, the economy went away. This is relatively small compared to some kind of whatever happening in the entire United States. And it is sad and terrible, and it is a big storm. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I mean by that. What I'm talking about is the federal government's response to it. You know what I mean? What they have done so far to help out. If you think that the federal government is going to be there for you, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I read FEMA's budget for 2024 was $20 billion. $20 billion point two whatever dollars for the year 2024 for natural disaster relief, helping out water, whatever. We just gave another $8 billion to Ukraine, $5 million to Taiwan, however many billions to Israel, and how many ever else. I think we give over 150 countries the United States gives money to. And that's not even including the billions on billions that we've given to Ukraine so far this year. We've given Ukraine more money this year than we spent on FEMA for the entire year. And tell me how that makes sense as an American taxpayer, how that makes sense for us. How much do the victims in Hawaii get? The government is not going to be there for you. I've seen more YouTubers and Glenn Beck and just normal, regular people going out of their way raising money as normal Americans, help out than FEMA has or the Red Cross has. I see illegals get more. They get houses, they get cell phones, they get food. If you're a victim of this hurricane, how much help have you gotten from, the United States government? I'm sure more people have gotten more help from normal people, from people that are on the internet. I'm sure you've gotten more help from those people, from the Glenn Becks, the random people that are going down there to help out, the charities. They have given more help than the government has. So when something major happens in this country, you're not going to be able to rely on your government to help. From my understanding, Florida sheriff down there is trying to take away he's more worried about taking away the Second Amendment than he is helping people. And what do you think these people are going to do if a strike happens and there's no food in the shelves just on a normal day? Look what people do. Look what the criminals do when Katrina happened. What did the criminals do? They went around looting and killing and doing all this crazy stuff. And to add on top of that, the 500,000 known murderers that were released, that were illegals released into the country, on top of the millions and millions that are just let in here. What do you think they're going to do when there's no food, or their EBT stops working, or all their financial aid stops working? What do you think all the people that rely on the government are going to do when there's no food in the stores, or there's no free shit for them? What do you think all the criminals are going to do in this country when there's nothing there to get at this store that are on government assistance? You better believe that they're going to go house to house looking for whatever they want. And the collapse, the degradation of, everything falling apart will happen so fast Do you think the government is going to be able to control all of that? You see their response to disasters. Look at the hurricane that is happening right now. Look at what's going on right now. Look at any other disaster that the government has been involved with, how they help out. They are a slow-moving process, and I get there are so many people, and there's red tape, and there's paperwork, and all this legal stuff that they have to go through. But that is a problem with the government. It is too big. Our government has too many protocols and too much red tape to go through anything to help out in a reasonable time. Just like the police will be there in minutes when seconds matter. Our government in this country, even the local, has gotten too big to even assist in anything. And when they do assist, it's not for the American people. It is for the illegals first, and then the criminals, and then anybody else that wants anything. And then the American people get what's left. What is the point of being an American citizen anymore when we are considered last in our own country by our own government? You guys need to be prepared for yourself and for your family and for your community, for your neighbor. You guys need to get your stuff now while you have a little bit of time. With this hurricane mixed in with the strike that may happen, mixed with apparently there's more hurricanes on their way, mixed with everything else that's going on, the amount of stuff in the store is about to become very small, and it's going to be... Have you ever seen your grocery store when there's a small, snowstorm? How quick everything goes off the shelf? There are roads down in Georgia and North Carolina that are completely gone, and they are like big arteries to move stuff back and forth. The supply line is about to be cut. It is about to be wiped out. This is not a little small snowstorm that's happening. Your grocery stores are going to be totally empty. You need to realize that. You have to wake up and understand that this is not going to get any better. It may for a time, it may for a week or two, you might see a little bit of brightness in the future, just a little bit. But it's going to get darker. It's going to get worse. You need to learn to grow your own food. I get we're going into winter right now, but you can still grow certain things inside. You can still learn how to can stuff. You can buy things at the store while they're still there now. You can buy canned food for pretty cheap right now. You guys need to start stocking up and saving as much as possible. And that's everything that is essential. Don't stock up on 500 rolls of toilet paper. Stock up on your food and your water. Have a plan to leave the area if you have to, and know when to leave. Why is it that every time a hurricane happens, there's people stranded? Because they're too, proud to leave. It's not going to happen. You live in Florida, you live on the coast, and then you're surprised when a hurricane happens. It doesn't make sense to me. You should have plans. You should have things in order, ready to go in case anything happens. That's why I carry my book bag with stuff in it, is in case something happens, that I'm prepared for it. This country is not going to get any better, especially with what's going on right now in the world. Either which way it goes, it's going to get worse. And it's really uncomfortable for a lot of people to talk about, to think about. They blow it off and they say, we're America, this is not going to happen here. We're not America anymore. The American citizen in this country is close to being the minority, with all the illegals in here and the people that don't even believe in America. What was that Malcolm Moore guy? He's since apologized, but that's because he got backlash. He said, F America. That dude made millions off of Americans. The only way he could have became who he was was because of America, and he turns around and says F America. It's people like that are destroying this country. We have no values anymore. Just think about it, man. Know that the government's not going to be there for you and be there for them, I reckon. Be there for yourself. Be there for your family. Y'all have a good day.